Hello, Snuti. This is me, Steph Devs. I've watched your videos on Carrots from Heaven, and I've now played Carrots from Heaven, which I think is a great idea, getting that out, by the way. Just getting feedback for it. So today I'm going to try to give you some feedback. Originally I was playing this game, and I've had lots of things come to mind, and I wasn't sure what to mention and what not to, and what would be useful to say. So I think I've decided I'm just going to play through it and try to give you all of the feedback. I'm going to give you everything and anything I can think of. A lot of it will probably be stuff that you clearly already know about, and that's always frustrating to hear. But I figure it might just be worthwhile just to give you everything, so that hopefully you'll find some stuff in there useful. So let's go ahead and boot up the game, and I'm going to give it a playthrough or two and see where we go. I've already played through the game twice or three times. First of all, I think it's really awesome that you've actually gotten some challenge in there and some balancing. I think on the first playthrough, I died on the first set of waves, or the first section of the game. And then the second playthrough, I died on the second section. And then it was only after that that I kind of figured out a good strategy. Unfortunately, you'll see in a moment that I've figured out some pretty killer strategies, some pretty overpowered ways of playing the game, but we'll get to that. But before getting into it, I want to make sure that I get some positive feedback. I'm very good at giving negative feedback, and I really always need to work on making sure that it's balanced feedback, so I'm not just shitting all over your game. Luckily, there's a lot of positive things to be said here. First of all, it looks wonderful. For a very small project, this is great. It's fully working. You have a full loop. You have a menu that has a play button and a quit button and some information on it. This is kind of neat that you can click on that. But yeah, a lot of games, you'll note, a lot of small projects that people do as educational projects, they get the gameplay, but they never actually get around to making it a game, if that makes sense. All the things that you need to actually have a product. So really awesome that you have that stuff in here, and visually it all looks really wonderful. Oh no, what's happening? Okay, so I haven't actually tried it with the game controller, as I've just noted. Maybe I don't know how to use it, or maybe it's a little bit broken, but I'm gonna go with the mouse and keyboard for now. So yeah, first of all, this looks, again, it looks really excellent. It controls pretty well. The movement feels solid. There's no frame rate hitching. The camera feels smooth. Everything feels pretty good. The animation on the bunny looks, I think, pretty good. I've never tried to animate a quadruped, let alone something that hops. So I think he did a really great job with that. It's got a lot of emotion and weight to it. This particle effect is really nice. Kind of fairly clearly defines the zone. And I like this kind of phase structure where you can select your upgrades. Like, everything makes sense, and as you mentioned in your video, it's fairly intuitive. I think you've got some interesting modifications for the combat as well. Now, I know you haven't had a lot of time to put in a lot of audio effects. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunity for audio here, but I am going to give you a positive point for including some audio. It's very important to get something in there. This is something my project currently lacks, and I could just get some like very rudimentary placeholder sound effects, and they're coming, don't worry. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that that's awesome that you at least got some of like the most important sounds in there. You have the shooting and you have the bullet impacts, and arguably those are the most important ones. So good job on that. Next up, this thing really works well. I think this kind of two-phase, or these different alternating phases, is really nice, where you get a break. You can take some time to think and strategize, or figure out which upgrade you want. So I think the timing of this kind of works really nice, that you can control when you get back into the wave. Another really good thing that you did is the health bars and where they are. So having the player health bar right next to the bunny makes it really easy to look at a glance, and having the enemy health bars obviously above their heads. It sounds obvious, but it can be really easy to put the health bar at the bottom of the screen or at the bottom left or something, which takes it away from the focus of the screen, or the focus of the player's attention, and makes you have to move your eyes a lot more. So this was a good choice on that front. Okay, so while I'm upgrading here, I think it's worth pointing out that sometimes when this text disappears, I lose, or I miss the chance to figure out what upgrade that actually is. You do appear to have the little arrow on the left on your attack things, but it's not very noticeable. So I found myself a few times having to scroll through it again just to be like, okay, wait, what was that I have, or what am I currently on? So maybe keeping that up indefinitely until you hit the switch to start the round would be a better choice. Okay, so let's continue playing the game here. I think I want... Ooh, hard to pass up the damage, but I'm going to go with knockback because I know that I want at least one of those to kind of make the enemies more manageable. Okay, so here's one thing that I learned while I was playing the game, is that I can just kind of turn around and run away continuously and do this. It took me a few playthroughs to actually figure this out, because I was actually doing this. I was running around and then turning around and then shooting. Turns out I don't need to do that, and I'm much better at the game now, or much more, my survivability has gone up a great deal. Alright, so I definitely want some piercing here. I think you did a good job of... I think it's good that you want a mixture of these upgrades, but I'll show in a minute that there might still be some problems with the balancing. Uh-oh, I'm having some trouble here. Okay, I don't really care about the bounce. I think the biggest, most important upgrade that you have right now is actually the attack speed. If you look at it as far as how much damage you're doing per second, I think you get like a 30% increase with every fire rate or attack speed upgrade. So this becomes actually a better choice than the attack damage. If you ever have the choice between the two, it's always better to go with attack speed. I'm hoping you pick up some stuff just from the way I'm playing it as well. It's probably not that different from most people, but maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe you'll see some unexpected behaviors, such as me starting to shoot before the zone comes. Okay, here I've got a bit of a bug. I am dying. I'm not sure why I was dying there. I was losing a bunch of health from the zone that would normally be there, which appears to have been broken. So what am I gonna do? Attack damage, pierce. We also have a bit of a bug there. Well, you saw the text came up and disappeared very quickly. Maybe it's just for the health. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with the health because I need it at the moment. I'm gonna hit the next one. Okay, so that makes sense why the swirl wasn't there, but I don't know why I was getting damaged before. Okay, so this is where the knockback really comes into play. I can actually take on at least one guy forever, and I don't really have to move. I'm losing health. I'm expecting it's just bugged at this point. Oh, okay. No, I'm not bugged. Alright, so, so I think I've just noticed the problem. The trail that the gorilla leaves, I guess the purple trail, which I never noticed before, but it seems to be injuring me. I've played the game through 3 times and then plus this amount, and I'm just now realizing that. So maybe that's a point, something that can be addressed. I feel like, oh, attack speed, pierce, I already have pierce. I find it's kind of frivolous to have more than one piercing thing. Like I can already pierce through 7 enemies, and I think that's more than I'll ever actually need to pierce through. I also find that I always need at least one, or it's good to have one speed increase. I never really go for more than one. Or at least I haven't. I've only played the game 3 times, so. Okay, yeah, so that purple trail, it hurts you. I never realized that. That makes sense, though. If only I knew this in the first playthroughs, because I died a bunch, and this is a lot easier. Also find sometimes I could use a little bit more time to pick up the health pickups, or have some way for them to come in to the zone. Although maybe it's not such a bad thing that they're out there for the next round. Okay, let's go with some attack damage here. So as you can see, I've kind of found, oh, as I say that, I get duffed, but found some strategy where it doesn't really require much movement. I don't need to run away very often or dodge. And I was just trying to reproduce a bug there where I actually was standing on top of the button when it came up, and it kind of messed things up a little. It seemed to have behaved correctly there, but I know in the past it hasn't. Okay, this is what I call the kill zone. Strategy I've been using is to bring the gorillas into that kind of nook and into that hallway, and they all kind of forces them together, and I just lays them all up. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead with attack speed. And at this point, I'm powerful enough that I can really blaze through these guys. Well, maybe not. I take it back. That's really fun. That's definitely a positive point. I'm glad you spent so much time on that, because it's like my favorite thing. Especially in like Ratchet and Clank and stuff, when you're picking up nuts and bolts. It's just satisfying. Especially when once you add in a little audio cue there. That gets really good. Okay, so that's it for that run. I also wanted to try running off the map, because I never did before. Easter egg, maybe? Yes. Excellent. Yes. I knew I had to do that. I would have loved it if there was just like a massive crowd of gorillas down here that would just overwhelm you and kill you. Okay, I'm gonna do one more just to try to optimize my my playthrough a little bit more, and maybe let's see if we can go through this without getting damaged or something. Let's get some pro strats. I have to be really careful with the zone as well. No, I got wrecked already. Okay, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to offer one more piece of feedback. So the gorilla attacks is very gradual. I do like that you telegraph. Telegraph is the word. So I do like that you're telegraphing the attack, and it's like he brings up his hand and then he swipes. But I think it could be more... I think it would help for that to be a less gradual attack, basically just to increase the speed. So you have the telegraph, that's your chance to move out of the way. Maybe you have like 0.5 seconds, that'd be a long time I think, but you have some amount of time to get out, and then it goes wham. Instead of being like a slow swipe, it would really be great if it was either you made it out of that zone in time or you didn't. Run speed, attack damage. Let's go attack damage. I'm going to see how far I can buff these stats out. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Right, so that's like a 25% increase. Maybe you did make it the same. What is that? 0.5 seconds from 0.8. That's more than 25%, I think, right? My math is bad. It's like 40% or something. Get out of here. Stand no chance. Excellent. Oh yeah. Attack damage. I really need to start just looking at these instead of... I could use one piercing, I think. But I'm going to try just going full damage. Full DPS build here. Ouch. That reached a lot further than I expected it. How did that get over there? I have to play that back. Bounce, run speed. I'll have to take the run speed just to get out of sticky situations. Like this. I think it would also help to have a more clear line of the boundary here. You have you're at least forgiving, and I can see where it is. But like, if you had a like a decal circle, like a very hard circle, I don't know. Maybe that's not appropriate. Oh, it also doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Wait, does it work at all, or have I just been walking into trails? I'm not sure. Let's find out on the next one. Pierce, yeah, we'll have to go for Pierce here. Maybe we can do some more damage. Yeah, that's kind of funny that was... Yeah, that's not working at all. Is it supposed to work? Have I just been wrong the whole time about how this game works? Here, I'm gonna restart the game and see. I'm also gonna take the moment to praise you for this game actually performing well. I haven't seen any frame rate hitching. I don't know what the frame rate is at. It would be nice to see, maybe. I'd be curious to see at least. But yeah, I haven't felt any bad performance, so good job on that. Yeah, okay, so it is supposed to damage you. Maybe it just bugged out at some point. I wonder why. Okay, I think I can think of a few more things. For one, So for one, my immediate reaction when I started playing the game was that I really don't like this delay when you actually shoot. Now that I'm used to it, it might be okay. But generally, I like controls that immediately react to what you're trying to do. So maybe there's another way to do that. Like, I understand the reason for it, so that you're not just like stopping or like just shooting as you go, because you wouldn't want. At least I'm assuming that's your reasoning for the delay when you shoot. Like, the reason why you have to hold it is so that you have to slow down, and therefore there's a little bit of decision making there. But maybe it immediately throws it, and then you're slowed for a moment after instead. Or maybe that's just as frustrating. I'm not sure, but I always tend to lean towards things being immediately or giving immediate feedback. The other thing is that the actual shooting or aiming and shooting, like that, the interaction of attacking doesn't have a whole lot of depth to it. Maybe there's something more interesting that can be done there. I don't really have any suggestions in mind, but it is kind of just like I point and shoot and I hold down, and it's kind of it's a DPS game at that point. There is a little bit of decision making as far as like which guy to shoot, or this one's getting closer, or he's about to attack, so I want to try to knock him back. So maybe there is a little bit there, but I'm not sure. Okay, we're just gonna see if this damage zone works over here. I'm curious to know if it's just broken in this area or if it was bugged out in the last run. Yeah, okay, so I guess it just doesn't work in this area. So I'm free to roam as I please, like a free bunny. Yeah, and another thing with these trails is that I'm not sure when they actually go away. Like they fade out, but does it do damage? Yeah, it still does. Okay, so maybe that just answered my own question, or maybe it can be more clear. I'm not sure. Also, kudos for the character design for the enemies. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but like it's kind of neat. Like a frost gorilla. I just wouldn't have thought of that myself, and it does look really cool. So props for coming up with something imaginative there. That seems to be you guys have zero issues with being imaginative over there. Can I run across? No. Yeah, so at this point it kind of just turns into holding fire. Whee! See if I can try to outrun these carrots. Do they just fall back down? No, they just fall back down. It seems like run speed is also affecting me when I'm in the fire mode, so I'm now fast enough to get away from them even though I'm running. So that kind of takes out the cost of attacking. Alright, so now here's where I'm going to break out of your game. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see how solid your boundaries are. Oh, here we go. We're getting somewhere, maybe. Oh, okay. I see. That's just open. I desperately want to get into that water. We're doing it. You're lucky you don't have a jump in this, because that definitely leads to breakages all the time. I know a few Unity-specific tricks to getting out of bounds. Oh, here we go. We did it. We're almost free. Oh no, we're stuck. Come on, baby. Oh no. You caught me in a trap. Oh, I budged. I budged a little. Well, it's a testament to your good environment design that I want to get over there and see what's over there. I'm desperate to explore more. It's also really nice that you have different environments, like a desert area here and more of a woodsy. That's really cool. But yeah, other than that, I think I think that's it. What's that down there? LOL by. Oh, that's from. You can kind of see in the water there. You have your text from below the level, and your Easter egg there. I thought you put another set of text over here in the water, and I was going to give you hats off for that, because that would be pretty advanced. So overall, really great work. The visuals bring you in at first and make you interested in the game, and then there's enough mechanical depth there to keep you going for 20 minutes or an hour. Even now, I kind of feel like I want to go back and try to do a perfect run, try to find like the most optimal way of getting through. And yeah, that's really great work. Also, thank you for inspiring me to get my game out in the hands of other people. I really want to get that done, because it's been a long time since I've had the satisfaction of seeing somebody else play my game. Hopefully this will bring you some satisfaction and some one or two insights to how I play the game and how I interact with it, and maybe a few good criticisms. And yeah, hopefully it gives you some good ideas. So yeah, looking forward to see what you do with it. Ciao. One more point. Yes, I am still playing. I'm trying to get a perfect run. So far, it's going well. I would love another reason to pick up these carrots other than health. Because when I'm full health... Oh, no. Dang it. The distraction. I was so close. Yes, so when I'm at full health and I don't need the carrots, I still want it to be satisfying to pick them up. Or at least it is satisfying, so I don't know. Maybe some other reward for doing that. Anyway. Bye now. I'm gonna totally stop playing.